Welcome, guys, to Metallurium Pages. It's a great pleasure to talk with you about Sear Bliss, this new album, and more things related to the metal world in general. So we started by asking, I think, a common question. So why the band delayed 6 years to release this new Heavenly Down?
It's difficult to answer, but a lot of things happened during these 6 years. There were some ups and downs, like the COVID years, and some lineup changes, and probably that was the most important aspect of this sort of delay.
And also, we are not that young, and for example, in my case, two of my sons, they were born in the last 5 years, which means that I was pretty busy with family commitments. So we didn't have enough time to rehearse and write music and all that stuff. In the meantime, we had a lot of gigs, so the band was very active. But in our case, it takes a lot of effort to write an album. So we don't like this. We are not into writing music at home and sending files to each other. I don't really like that thing, and we are pretty old school guys, and we believe in working together. And even right now, we are in a rehearsal room, and it has some kind of atmosphere, and writing music is something which needs to have an atmosphere. So in that 6 year, in that period of time, we didn't have enough time to write music together. So that's the reason for that.
Okay. Well, talking about especially for this new Heavily Down, when did you start writing songs for this new album? Are all these songs new, or did you rescue any compositions that we left out of the previous albums?
Well, as Zoltán said, there was a lineup change, and actually we had almost the whole album written, more or less. But as one of the main songwriters left the band, he took those songs with him, and then of course we had to start it from the beginning. We had a couple of ideas, even one or two songs, but at the time we had to restart the whole process. And I think it was when was it?
2 years ago, or at the end of 22, maybe.
Yeah. So if I want to, I think it took a year, I think, yeah, because we started recording it
in August, yeah. Last year, August or September. Yeah, September.
Yeah, it took
almost a year.
A year to write the music. Yeah.
Okay. So as you mentioned, this album came from a lot of changes for the pandemic. The principal composer retired of the band, and for also these kind of things, many bands and musicians see each album as a child, each one special in its own way. It's a bit of cliche to say that each new release is the band's best effort, but do you consider this new album your best work to date? Or if so, what are the reasons that make this your best album?
Well, this is not new at all for us, because we already have it on our hard drive, mixed and finished for half a year now. So we have some view on it already, so it's not brand new for us. And I feel that it's definitely one of the best, or if not the best, in our discography so far.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident too. And if I look back on the past of the band, I can see that there was probably at the beginning there was a big how to say that, it was quite an unexpected success when we released the first album. So that was a really high period in the life of the band. And then there was a second period pretty similar to that, around the Glory and Perdition album, when again we had a really good successful period. And then again there were some really down periods, but now again I think we are on a ascending wave. And to me it's a very strong album, and mostly because we have really put so much effort into it. Of course, we did it in the past as well, but this time somehow everything just went well during the writing and the recording process. Of course, there were a lot of difficulties as always, but in this case, I think the atmosphere was really there. And in the last two albums, prior to Heavenly Down, personally, I had some difficulties in my life, and I can feel it whenever I listen to those songs. I can feel this heaviness, this not so good energies. But this time, the band had a really good chemistry, and to me, it's the most powerful album we have ever done. And probably we are, it comes with age, but we are more experienced in terms of writing music, and maybe we can express better what we want to express. And therefore I feel it's one of the best we have ever done.
Okay, thank you for this. Oh, lyrically, what themes do you explore on this new album? Where does this inspiration come from? And why did you choose the name Heavenly Down for this new album?
For me, inspiration can come from anywhere. Sometimes it comes in the middle of the night, if I wake up or something. So it's very difficult to narrow it to certain things. And as always, usually music comes first, and it creates some kind of mood in my mind, and then it's much easier to write lyrics after the songs. But actually, in case of this album, there was a song where the lyrics came first, and then we had the song afterwards. But yeah, for me, lyrics are like instruments. I don't really know what comes next. When I start writing something with a pen, I really don't know what comes next. It's quite unconscious thing to me, and therefore, it works much better together with the music. If you read the lyrics, maybe you don't really understand what it is about, but if the music is there, then they work together. Yeah, so I'm not really explaining my lyrics because I like it much better to view as a whole, and just like an instrument, yeah, it has to fit to the structure of the song, and yeah, and and the title Heavily Down, yeah, you're thinking a lot about it, and no, it has a very similar yeah, just like the name of the band, there is a it's quite how to say that, opposition, or what's the term for that? I don't know. So we are just playing with words. I like that it means something positive and negative at the same time, and the whole album is you know.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like that. We had some bad periods, and it's good to combine with something positive. Whenever we had a low period, for us, music is kind of a healing process, and it can take you to a higher level, and this is what we mean about it. And also the cover artwork came after the title. So we had this title, and we had some discussions with Chris, who created the album, the artwork, and we felt some kind of connection to the beginning of the band, and therefore there's some connection. If you look at the cover artwork of the first album and this one, you can see the similarities, and yeah, it refers to the album title as well. So yeah, that's what I can tell about it briefly.
Okay, thank you for
Sorry,
thank
it
you
was
for this
not really
information.
clear.
Okay, thank you for this information. So the cover art looks great. Album is bring me some ideas from the past in this new album, because how for this new album. So how do you choose your album cover art, and where you trying to express with it?
Yeah, like I said, we've after 30 years of existence of the band, it's a very long period of time, and we felt some kind of turning point. It's such a long period of time that naturally you come to the conclusion that you have to look back. What like questions like, what did we do for 30 years? What did we reach? So it was kind of a anniversary, and that's why that's why the new artwork refers to the first album's artwork, because it's such a it's just like a circle is complete. We are still doing the same music, and I can tell you that probably we have the same enthusiasm like 30 years ago, and that's great. That's what really matters, because if a band exists for 10 years, it's a long period of time, but we are here for 30 years, and we still love what we do. And when we were thinking about the artwork, we wanted to go back to the beginning, because to the old school way. Everyone is doing these new computer artworks and AI artworks, yeah, and we don't we we want to go back to the roots. Even with the recording process was very old school. I mean, we went to a proper studio, and we used old equipment, and it's much difficult to record that way because you really have to play. I mean, a drummer had to play for 2 days. Like it's not easy because it's not a drum machine. You have to play, and we like these challenges, and we wanted the same with the artwork. For us, it's much better. If you take a look on that, you can see that it was made. It's handmade. It's made by someone.
Yeah, and actually, Chris wanted us to send some new music at first, and we sent him the demo recordings that we recorded in our rehearsal room, and within a few hours he became really enthusiastic about the stuff, and after that we talked about a few sentences or words about the concept, and we asked him to put that white wage to the original setting, but we had a concept of time previously, or passing time, and that's why the witch is now old, although it really can't be seen, and the environment is also well shows the passing of time.
The passing of time was a main factor when we started writing this new album. As I told you, the 30 years, and also we are in our 40s now, and we are in the afternoon of our lives. So one can think that we are old, but who cares?
But good.
Yes.
Okay. Talking about one detail that you said, András, is mentioned is this new cover. This new cover brought elements from the Sear Bliss career past, because checking this new cover art, I saw the woman one after, or like this, I don't know, the woman, the ghost of the woman was, and also I saw the trees, two elements, and the third element is the bird on the cover art, that you preserve this bird until for second symphony, the woman, the tree, and the birds. And now you return with these three elements to this new album, because from Glory Perdition to Letters from the Age, it was different. It was different cover art. So the question goes to which is the meaning of these three elements for you: the trees, the woman, and the egg and the beard there.
Well, first of all, those albums you mentioned, which came after Forsaken Symphony, those were different albums. I mean, a cover artwork like this wouldn't fit to Letters from the Edge, for example, because the message of those albums were different. But like I told you, this in this case for Heavenly Down, the message was similar, like on the first couple of records, and we wanted to go back to the past, and like Zoltán said, the passing of time played an important role, and it was the right time to stop and take a look back and go back to those elements, and about the meaning of those things. That the trees with those forms or ghosts inside the trees, they are also they're also showing the past, actually, that things can be cast in stone or in wood. So certain elements of our past are in the trees or in the roots. So that's what it represents. And for the witch or that woman who is very old now and more or less like a ghost, it always represented the kind of beauty which is in our music, because our music is not really some people say, of course, that it's kind of a black metal, but it's
melodic.
Yeah, it's melodic. Yeah, but there is some kind of beauty in our music, and it always, even from in the beginning. So it's a contrast. I mean, those harsh vocals and those heavy riffs and blast beats are the opposite of those angelic melodies, which are often in a music. So this represents well with this woman. However, she is very old on this one, but you can't really see it.
She was younger on the previous cover arts, like Grand Destiny.
Yeah. And and the eagle, it always represented our free spirit. And if you take a look on the CD version of Phantoms, you can see that on the back side of the CD, instead of the eagle, it's the band. It's difficult to explain, but on the back of the CD there's a part of the artwork, the lower part of the artwork, and the eagle is missing, and the band members are there. So it always represented our spirit and soul, and we can roam wherever we want with our music. And this music is a journey for us, and it's the most exciting thing to express these feelings. You can really be free if you play music, and with Sear Bliss, we are still very young in our heart, and I think, yeah. Yes, so that's the eagle thing. Yeah.
Okay. Talking about a little kind of things from Sear Bliss. I always found Sear Bliss to be very original from the first time I hear you on the first album, The Phantoms, in 1996. So, but you always below the important bands in black metal in those years. I remember very well. So after more than 30 years of existence and many bands now citing you as an influence in their music with new albums, new bands, a lot of things, what were the most notable points in your career? So, for you, which is the biggest difference that you did since the beginning to now as a band, as original as you are until now?
God damn it.
Difficult question.
Yeah.
I think Sear Bliss has always been a kind of an underground band. We didn't really have any break point. I mean, we are doing this for more than 30 years, but our career is pretty constant, and it is maybe because we just play what we love, and since the very beginning it was our intention to incorporate the brass instruments, for example. So it was natural for us to do something which is a little bit outside the average. But because we are still very underground, we didn't really have a I think we didn't have a gold period or something like that, golden age. But maybe this is why we are still so eager to play the music, because we are not chasing popularity, but we have so much to express from inside, and that's what drives us, and that's the fuel for our enthusiasm.
Yeah, not for making money or getting recognition or anything like that, but to express ourselves.
Yeah,
that's the main motivation, and it's good that it often finds those people who are interested in such music. Although we have still a lot of people to reach, because still there are a lot of persons out there who like this sort of music, but somehow they haven't even heard of us.
Okay. Well, returning to the promotion of this new Heavily Down. So, what kind of promotion do you have for this new album? Perhaps more videos upcoming, perhaps upcoming tours. Who knows? What kind of plans do you have to promote this album? And obviously, the band in general. Perhaps you are working in a new album also. Who knows?
Well, we are lucky to have a good record label behind us, because Hammerheart is really pushing the band, and they have a very strong promotion now, and that's great to see, because it's quite rare, these days. And they support us in everything for this album, so that's great. That's why we have a video, or two videos actually, created for this album, and because of their support, we were able to go to a very good studio, and yeah, from our side, we will support this new album with a tour, a European tour in October. Yeah, it's a headliner tour. But it's organized by us, and also we will play a couple of festivals this summer, starting next week. So we will play at least 5 shows at festivals, and that's good timing, because the album will officially be released on the day when the first summer show will happen. So that's pretty cool.
Next Friday, actually.
Yeah, next Friday. So yeah, I think in the past we were struggling with promotions, because we were not really supported well as a band, but this time it looked much better.
Yeah, although we are sort of old school guys, and this social media stuff, it's actually, for me, it's a pain in the ass. I don't really like sharing worthless ideas or anything average or usual stuff just to make some content or whatever. So we try to share as many valuable content as possible, but it's a struggle for us, I think.
Yeah.
We are it's really hard to write a post or record a video for announcing a gig or whatever. So we just would like to skip that phase from the promotion, but you cannot simply.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different age now. I miss those times when you saw an artwork in a magazine and you fell in love with it, and then you bought that record or ordered that record, and maybe you liked it or not, but it was so exciting, you know. Of course, there are a lot of advantages now with this modern media thing, but well, I miss those old days when things work differently.
Yeah, and actually, the part of promotion we have almost brand new video from song Chasm, which was recorded by a professional crew, and this happened after 18 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we were not shooting any official videos.
Yeah, there were some DIY stuff, but not professional videos with high budget.
Okay.
So that's a almost new thing for us again.
Okay. Okay. Well, we are very close to this interview, guys, and for this aspect. So, being a band with a varied sound, how do you see this issue of labels now? Fans and the media always try to label bands and start playing with words like symphonic, black, death, right, progressive. I don't know, avant-garde, atmospheric, etc. things. So, how do you describe your sound yourselves?
We play metal.
Well,
yeah. Most people label it as atmospheric metal, atmospheric black metal. Yeah, maybe it's close to the truth, but you know, if you listen to this new album, you can hear that there are some very unexpected ideas as well, and just like in the song called Winding Path, there is some kind of electronic parts, and then there are some
chorus.
Yeah, and also some old school heavy metal things. But you know, I mostly listen to music which are pretty diverse and original. Even nowadays, if you listen to, for example, the new album of Dirthaim's Guard, you can't really say what it is. It's a mixture of a lot of different things, and yeah, in our case, it's the same. And even in the past, you know, if you label the band black metal, they were so diverse. Like, you know, you had so all those old black metal bands were very original and very different compared to each other, and that's what I missed in the last 2 decades, because there were so many not so original album released. So I think it's important to have an own sound, but to describe it with words, I don't know. For me, it's that's the best term to say. It's metal with some really dark and gloomy atmosphere, I think.
Yeah, it was good for Lemmy because he just stepped on stage, went to the mic and said, "We are Motorhead, we play rock and roll," and that's it. We cannot say
We can
anything like that.
we are serious. We play atmospheric, progressive, sort of black metal. It's so silly. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, the sad times arrive at this interview. I hope you enjoyed this one like me. This new album is a great beat. I have all the discography on CD from Sear Bliss since the beginning. So love your band since the beginning.
Thanks.
I did my pre-order for the at least the last one. So perhaps do you want to add something to your Latin American fans and obviously Metallerium followers?
Yeah, sure. We hope that one day we can go there to play. It would be fantastic. And during our career, we had received many letters and contacts. We had contact with people from Latin America. So it was always we always respected and appreciated this, that we got support from there and also from you. So then thank you very much for this. And we hope that one day we can go and play there. It would be awesome, because we have never played outside of Europe, actually. It's not easy because you are far from us, but yeah. That's one of the goals, which would be cool to reach. Oops. It will end. Yeah.